Today we're here to comment on what happened yesterday in San Jose. And we want to make it clear that what happened yesterday was disgusting. What happened yesterday was not about freedom of expression, but rather cowards committing cowardly acts and an affront to our democracy and the very freedoms that we as police officers are sworn to protect. I know that we will do everything in our power to bring justice those who've soiled the very cornerstones of our nation. Those that include freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, and freedom to express your opinion and not to fear violence of doing so. Our efforts today are focused on apprehending those cowardly individuals who should have had peaceful disagreement over ideas instead of the violence and hate that they showed last night. I want to express my sincere condolences. I want to express to the victims who were attacked in San Jose that what you experienced is not reflective of our community. Our community condemns these cowardly acts. Our community does not act in this way. And we will do everything in our power to bring those who committed these crimes against people who assembled here in San Jose to justice. We join the Chief of Police and our police department in urging everybody to contact the task force that has been assembled to collect the video evidence and apprehend those who have committed these crimes and bring them to justice. I now turn it over to Reverend Moore from the NAACP.
Thank you. Reverend Moore, President of the San Jose Silicon Valley NAACP. And I'm also here to publicly condemn the actions of those in the community that acted and disrespected the city of San Jose and Santa Clara County. That is not who we are as a people. We are a peaceful community and we're working together very hard to make change and make San Jose a special place. That did not represent who we are or who we will be in the future. I was there yesterday and I saw the police and I stood in the police line, and many of you here I saw out there as well. As we stood there, and there was very excellent work done by all involved during the peaceful demonstration and during the time we had. So again, the San Jose Silicon Valley NAACP condemns any of the violent actions that happened late into the evening by any individuals, and we hope that they will be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. Thank you.
And now Max Zarzana of the District Attorney Association.
My name is Max Zarzana. I'm here today representing the Government Attorneys Association of Santa Clara County. And as prosecutors and public defenders, it's our job to protect and enforce the civil rights of those people who are brought into the criminal justice system. And there is no greater civil right that can be protected than the right of free speech. And that right must be respected and protected. The behavior of this small group of individuals last night was disgusting and unacceptable. It is not representative of the values that we hold dear in the city of San Jose or the county of Santa Clara, and I stand here today to condemn it in the strongest possible terms.
Ben Field from the South Bay Labor Council.
Thank you. On behalf of the labor movement, I want to make it completely clear that organized labor condemns the violence that took place in downtown San Jose last night. It reflected badly on this community, and it certainly is not a reflection of the positive, progressive, and inclusive message that organized labor and all of those in the progressive community tried to deliver. So we stand with our strong allies in the civil rights community, like Reverend Moore here, and law enforcement in condemning the violence that took place last night. Thank you.
And Steve Preminger, Chair of the Santa Clara County Democratic Party.
Thank you. The Santa Clara County Democratic Party condemns any violent protests. We feel it has no place in our political discourse. And we call upon both the Sanders campaign and the Clinton campaign to continue to speak out against any violence at any kinds of rallies or anything else. That's not a way to convince people to get on board and to be supportive. So we stand united against violence.
Again, our coalition of community groups today are calling attention to the public to please come forward with all of your evidence so that we may prosecute those who committed the crimes last night. I'll take any questions that you have.
Do you think that the police could have done more to protect the people who were being victimized? There were a handful of people who were being beaten, chased, spat upon, and things thrown into the center.
I think it was incredibly hard for everyone to watch people get assaulted last night and the police not be able to immediately apprehend those. What you'll see, what you saw here in San Jose, compared to other places where we've had similar protests and rallies, is police departments that have 2, 3, and even 4 times as many officers as we do. When you have those type of resources, you're able to have arrest teams that trail behind the lines of police officers, and those arrest teams of 10 and 15 officers can move into a crowd quickly and apprehend people who are committing these crimes and pull them back behind police lines. Unfortunately, San Jose does not have those resources. We are a police department that barely can have police lines at all. We deployed our entire force yesterday, and we did the absolute best we could, maintaining with police practices. Just because protesters run from street to street, over barriers, into parking lots, does not mean that our police department will abandon safe procedures for clearing the streets. I think they did an outstanding job. Our police department should be commended for the restraint and the effectiveness they had, being that we are the most understaffed police department in the nation, and we dealt with violent crowds with resources that nobody else has had to do. So I want to reiterate what a wonderful job our police department did in a very, very difficult situation, and also express my sympathy to those who were assaulted, who could not be rescued faster.
When the chief says he, in hindsight, should have had more officers, you're saying everybody was out there. Where does that come from? For next time.
Yeah. So there certainly will be a next time, and in hindsight, having more officers really means bringing in more officers from other agencies. The chief deployed the entire police department yesterday. All the resources that he had available were on the street. In addition to that, we had officers from around the county and the highway patrol. We had a massive supplemental force to San Jose. But again, other cities of similar size have 2, 3, or 4 times the amount of officers we do. So even with other agencies supplementing us, we are far behind the curve of the resources that everybody has else of major cities in the nation to deal with us.
James, did the department have enough time to plan for this? I mean, did anybody foresee kind of a breaking off of the movement, of the protesters, to go down San Carlos and to move with them?
Anytime you have a lightning rod event like this, you're going to have people from out of town, people who are coming into a city just to commit violence. I think we certainly saw that. When the events happen on very short notice, it makes it extremely difficult for us. San Jose really needs time to respond to these things because we don't have 30 or 40 or 50 extra officers that we can call in. We shut down the entire detective bureau. If you had an appointment to see a sexual assault detective yesterday, that got canceled because everybody put on a uniform and went out onto the street.